statistician Professor Sir David Spiegelhalter sat down with LBC radio host Tom Swarbrick to discuss the Omicron case statistics that Health Secretary Javid addressed the public last Monday. Mr. Spiegelhalter criticized the data Mr. Javid spoke of, suggesting that the data was lacking supportive evidence to back up the high case number claims. Omicron has been sweeping across countries in Europe for the past few weeks, causing European governments to impose stricter restrictions and lockdowns to combat new cases of infections. Mr. Spiegelhalter also spoke about how the data on the new highly transmissible variant was being reported on by the press. Mr. Spiegelhalter said, "The number theater, this was the 200,000 Omicron infections a day last Monday that the health secretary, as I say, pulled out of a hat, in Parliament on Monday. Without any supporting evidence behind that. And as I said, this is a classic bit of number theater, it's very impressive, it's very emotionally engaging. TT gets the headlines. There was a model behind it from the UK Health Security Agency, they briefed the press around it on Tuesday, and finally released the details of it on Thursday. So my complaint is not particularly about the number. We will find out how accurate it was, and you know there are a huge number of Omicron infections at the moment. Rob confirms large proportion of Omicron hospitalizations unjabbed as UK faces lockdown. Mr. Spiegelhalter added, "It's the way it was released to the public which I feel is not transparency about how statistics should be given out." Host Mr. Swarbrick responded, "I could not agree with you more, because it was on that night after that assessment in the House of Commons by Sajid Javid and then the attempted clarification from the UK Health Security Agency, that anybody that was following it with any degree of detail could see what was happening here, which was that numbers were being pulled out of thin air, presented to the public as fact." Rishi Sunak planning a bid for leadership as Johnson's faces regicide from MPs in order to, "My interpretation, I won't put this on you, Professor," to win a vote. Mr. Spiegelhalter said, "Well yeah, as they said it was being used for its impact on Parliament. The model behind it, you know, when we finally saw it was plausible and there may have been 200,000 infections last Monday. But to state that as a fact without any justification, let's say it's very poor practice." It has been reported that up to 12 people have died with the Omicron variant in the UK, there are also 104 people currently in hospital infected with it, Britain's Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab told Times Radio this morning. Don't mistrust to the rescue on Brexit, Foreign Sec parachuted in for EU talks after Frost departs. Ronnie O'Sullivan mocks Prime Minister Boris Johnson after ending grim run to win World Grand Prix. Number 10 pushes back against garden photo from first national lockdown, work meetings. Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab said, "We have got 104 hospitalizations at the moment which are Omicron-based, we have had 12 deaths. But there's a time lag in the data and so we don't know quite how severe it will be. The one thing we do know is that those that get the booster jab get over 70% effective protection, which is why the strategy we have got, I believe at the moment subject to being reviewed constantly, is the right one, which is encouraging people to get their boosters."